It's a shitty job, but somebody's got to do it. This is my flop 5 for the year in bourbon. That is right. I said flop 5. These are my 5 bourbons that I think just kind of... So lists are all the rage these days when it comes to content. Everybody wants to know, where does it stack up? What is your favorites? What are the best? But what are some of the worst, most disappointing bourbons that were released for the year 2024? I've got my picks. Let me know what you guys think yours are in the comment section. And here we go. Let's dive in. Before we get into number 5, just outside the door, I just do want to say Elijah Craig Barrel Proof Series. This one to me was just on the verge of being a flop. All of them were good, but you were riding such a high in 2023 going into 2024. That C923 batch was unreal, and you guys had such a high. You had the opportunity to really kind of do something crazy. I feel like you guys played it a little bit safe. And as a former contestant of Chopped, I know that playing it safe doesn't get you through to the dessert round. Just saying. But luckily, you're just off the list and you're not in my flop 5. Here we go. Number 5 coming in is the Smoke Eye Hill Blue Corn. This one is just such a hype job. I heard it's a George T. Stag killer. Oh my God, you got to get it. So we got it. We tried it. We ranked it. We rated it. We scored it blind. We scored it in a series. We did it against the Elijah Craig C923. We did it next to the George T. Stag. And it stands out because it's not as good. I think it is a good bourbon, but it got so much hype and so much praise going. But to me, to call something a George T. Stag killer, you got to come with the full force of God behind you. You need to be able to just kind of move mountains, and it's got to be really fucking good. This is good. It's not great. You want to try a great blue corn whiskey? Still Austin Blue Corn Bottle and Bond. Blew the doors off this one. By far. Coming in at number 4. This is one that I saw early in the year. I got to try it, and I immediately said, it's February, and we already have a contender for worst bourbon of the year. Old Forester 1924. This bourbon was the absolute most just rope-a-dope. It had such a great nose, such an incredible, like, just aroma. You dive in, you take a sip, and you go, where the fuck did it go? That one absolutely flopped for me. The finish on that was absolutely horrible. The price point on this one is just out of line. It's just Old Forester. I like Old Forester. I like some of their stuff. But to me, they're a little too hit and miss, and they're kind of all over the place. If you can get yourself on an Old Forester 100 proof single barrel pick, you're going to be in better shape than if you would have spent the money on this. You buy 2 or 3 of these for the price you would have paid for that one. 1924, flop. Coming in at number 3, Green River Foolproof. Now, I get it. I know what's going on here. I see that Green River is trying to do something really good. I see that it is their own distillate. They're trying to, it's approachable, the price point, all that. But it needs some time. It's not there yet. It has the potential to be really good. It's just not there yet. So for me, the Foolproof this year, I scored this one. It got an 84 points on my scale for Bourbon of the Year. And this one to me, it was a flop. Coming in at number 2, this one I was so hyped when I saw this bottle, the old Grandad, the 16-year. I was like, oh my God, this is so retro looking. It looks awesome. And then I saw the price tag, I saw the proof, and then I got to try it, and it's just, wasn't it. Old Grandad, I wish this would have came in at like a cask strength or 114 proof, something a little bit more punchy to match that oak and the depth and the flavor. You got some old stock in there. Let the barrel speak. If it's too oaky, who cares? I want to taste that uncut. I want to know what it's like. Maybe it was undrinkable. Who knows? Who knows? And coming in at number 1 in my flop 5 for 2024, Maker's Mark. You got a 2-way tie here for worst place. We got to talk because 2023 was an excellent year. You released that barrel entry proof. You released the cellar aged. Those were both absolutely incredible. The heart release, which I got it, and I think it's good, but it's just there's this like green raw wood coming through in there. Not really a fan of it. And that to me puts this one at the top of the list for my biggest flops for the year. But then you re-released the cellar age, which was delicious in 2023. But the 2024 batch just doesn't hold up. And the price went up a little bit. It's still super hard to come by. I don't understand what you guys are doing with this. please, for the love of God, figure it out, get back on track, and come back to us next year. Maybe you can redeem yourselves. But those were my flop fives for the year 2024. Let me know, like I said, in the comment section, what were some of yours. Follow, rate, subscribe, do all that stuff that you do on YouTube. Make sure you're also going over to follow on Instagram and TikTok, where all this content will be posted up as well. So, yeah, tune in, follow for more. Those are my flops. They're also all just kind of like